I'm here with the Mears brothers, Barry and Roger, two outstanding race car drivers. Both of them grew up on the East Coast parish of St. Joseph, a place called Castle Grant. How was it in Castle Grant for you, Barry?
Well, surrounded by cane fields, loads of kart roads, a lot of room to drive old cars and bicycles and anything. So thoroughly enjoyed it and still love it to this day.
How did you get into race car driving?
Well, started in the early childhood. Probably, well, obviously cars have been in our family all along. My father was into motorsport, and we started into go-karting when I was about 10, 11, and it kind of just led from there, straight from go-karting up to rallying. And yeah, I mean, motorsport is in our blood, from our father down. It's been passed on then to us, and yeah, we got our kids now into it as well, into go-karting.
And of course, you're referring to your father, Stephen Mears.
Stephen Mears, correct. So he did a lot of, in the early days, a lot of navigational rallies, and you know, he was the biggest push of us and support with go-karting. We were very successful in go-karting, won quite a lot of championships, and then yeah, the next step, obviously, the next progression was into motorsport, into rallying.
What is your biggest achievement to date, Barry?
Today, I would say locally, I would say my biggest achievement is 4th overall in Rally Barbados, which is the highest place two-wheel drive. Internationally, I did a season of competing in the UK in the early 2000s, and I won my rookie year in the 106 Cup that I did there, beating the likes of someone like Chris Meeks. So quite impressed with that. I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. And of course, good to have you, Roger around. They call you the hotness. Where did this come from, Roger?
That came about from a fellow journalist, Trevor Thorpe. He gave me that name back in the 90s, and I don't know where he first put it, into if it was in the newspaper or what, and it kind of just stuck. So yeah, that's where it's come about from.
And I gotta say, it sounds good too, Roger. The hotness mirrors, it does have a ring to it.
After all these years, it does have a bit of a ring, yeah.
I seem to remember you winning the 2005 Barbados Rally. Is that the big thing for Rally Barbados? Is that the big thing, numero uno?
It certainly has been for many years, until 2016. When I had a ding-dong battle with Josh Reed for 3 days over the course of Rally Barbados. Very, very similar cars, engines built by the same guys. Mechanically, kind of very similar cars. So the driving was hot, the pace was hot, and we were at it for 3 days. And it wasn't as big as a result as winning the rally overall, but I was fastest two-wheel drive. I equaled Barry's best result of 4th overall, and yeah, that kind of matches the Rally Barbados achievement.
What about the rivalry between the two brothers? Has it been major, or really to when you all get onto the track, you all forget the brothers thing? How has it gone? Are you trying to outdo Barry trying to outdo you, or is it going?
No, never really. I think it's been more of a collaboration. Where, like, even right now, we're both in the same two-wheel drive group in the rallying, and he's always coming to me for advice to make his car faster, and I'm willing to give it, and I don't mind if he beats me. If he beats me, he beats me. You know, it's a more of a collaboration than a rivalry as such.
You all have been around for 2 decades now. Roger, you're looking at probably retiring. What stage? I'm sure at your age now that more race car driving is not the main thing. Of course, you're a family man, and so is Barry.
Yeah.
How big now is race car driving for Roger Mears?
Still big. Obviously, yes. I now have a family. But to kind of put racing into perspective, the end of 2019, the rally I did at the end of 2019. I would have to class myself in some of the best form I've ever been in. Yes, we've had COVID now. I've been doing a lot of work to the car, and I've not been really driving because of COVID and so on. So I do feel a bit rusty to it. But I mean, when I learn to ride a bicycle, you don't ever forget. So I certainly planning to come back, and hopefully I will be back to my peak where I was at the end of 2019.
Tell me more about 2019, which was just before COVID.
Yeah. basically we got the car up to a stage where it was really, really working well. The car and I had become one in that event, and I was able to overhaul nearly all the R5 cars, and I even had a fastest overall stage in that event, in that rally. So hoping to kind of carry that momentum on when we get going at Malvern later this month, and we go from there.
Barry, you must be relieved now that COVID is now really not quite like it was before. It began a little bit of an ease. Of course, the cases are going back a bit, but
Yeah.
you're happy to see motorsport and life come back now to, well, close to normal.
Close to normal, yeah. I mean, we had our first event about a week or two ago, and definitely had some rust to shake off, I can tell you that. And yeah, happy to see. I was with almost a year and a half, 2 years of no proper rallying. I was almost debating, should I go push and get the car ready and go out? And let me tell you, I went out and had a blast. I enjoyed it so much. Really, really made me realize how much I miss the motorsport. And I got the rust shaken off, and now we got this event in 4 weeks, Malvern, and then big into Rally Barbados after that. So yeah, ready, and hopefully motorsport will continue. Hopefully life can continue, get closer and closer back to normal. So we'll see.
Barry, you're 38 now. How long you plan to continue into race car driving? Another 4 or 5 years? How long you plan to continue?
Well, I don't see no end at this point right now. My son, as I said, my son has started karting recently.
How old is he?
So he's 10. So I don't, right now, the amount of fun I had a week ago, I can't see retiring no time soon. I can't see that on the cards anytime soon. I mean, the sheriff is how old? The sheriff got to be in 60s, 70s?
Yeah.
And
not 70s, but I probably
60s.
Yeah.
So I still got a good 20, 30 years then to think about that then.
And what about you, Roger? You still plan to be around for a little while?
Yeah, still for a while. Same thing as Barry. I have my son in karting now. He's 12. When he gets to the motorsport age, if he decides he wants to get into motorsport, it may become a bit of a burden on the team to run him and myself. So I'll kind of cross those bridges then. But I would like to still think that I could continue in motorsport and keep going for quite a while.
Well, a pleasure talking to you both boys. Barry Marys and Roger the Hotness Marys, two excellent race car drivers from the East St. Joseph.
Thanks.